Wednesday morning, that means it's Picayune Wednesday, and once again in our studio this morning, the editor of the Picayune, Daniel Clifton, everybody.
Morning, everybody. How y'all doing?
We're doing good.
Midweek day.
Getting all set for the toy drive that's 1 week from today.
Next week.
Yeah. But today we're here to talk about this week's edition of the Picayune. Should be on your doorsteps this morning, but if you're not getting yours, we'll tell you at the end of the interview how to go about doing that. Pick up the paper this morning, front page. I see the headline, Visitation Resumes at Red Top Jail. I thought, I didn't even know there was a breakout there. They finally started letting them visit again. That's cool.
There's some old inmates there if they're still there.
Very old inmates.
Very old.
So you were able to see the historic jail for a number of years, and then they stopped the visitation. Why did they stop it?
Well, it was in disrepair. The structure had been deteriorating. It's 120 years old at least.
Wow.
And then, and they did the tours, and they did some really neat stuff, but they got in there and realized that the foundation and everything was just kind of disrepair, and it wasn't safe.
Yeah.
And so they had to shut it down for a little bit and stop the tours and raise money. And since it's a nonprofit basically, and there was no money for it to really fund it. So the organization, the friends, the group have been really working on it, and now
working hard,
and getting that back up, and so we can take tours starting, I think, this Saturday.
And it's kind of a birthday celebration, right?
Yeah, because that's
the
really
jail's celebrating a birthday. So
is it really
120 years old? I think
it doesn't look a day past 100.
I know. Yeah.
Tell me how to get to the Red Top Jail. I'd like to see this. How do I get there?
Well, you go into Llano.
Yeah.
Okay, which way do you go? Okay,
I've never been to Llano, first of all. So
okay, so we're going to take you up. We're going to take you up 71 from Horseshoe Bay. You go up to you go all the way to Llano.
Okay.
Take a right.
Okay.
Go into Llano. Go down to the square.
Right.
At the first light, when you see the square, take a quick right. Go down a block to take a left and follow that road. And you'll have. I think there's a stop sign, and it'll be on your right-hand side before you hit the water.
Wow.
You can't miss it.
Yeah, it's on the right-hand side. It stands out by itself. Yeah, it's off Main Street and off the beaten path a little bit, but you can find it.
Be the first time that I've made a road trip to actually go to jail. It'll be good.
Wear your stripes. Wear your stripes.
That's right.
Visitation resumes at the Red Top Jail. Read all about it in this week's edition of the Picayune. Also, Christmas times are coming, and Burnet's getting ready for the Main Street Bethlehem. You've got a story about that in this week's edition.
Main Street Bethlehem is the first 2 weekends, full weekends in December. And if y'all haven't been there, it is amazing what they do. It's not just
really
a little, they don't just set up a little nativity scene and some goats or sheep around it. It is a city, it's almost a city block.
Yeah,
and you walk in, it's built up.
Actors in full dress, the whole 9 yards.
And the actors, the people in costume act as if they are in that period. They don't talk to you.
Flatbread. They don't talk to you. They are interacting with each other. It's like stepping back into time.
If they do talk with you, they're not talking to you like if you or I were talking at this time. They're in this position like, why are you dressed like that? How come? What are you doing? And the shepherds come through. And the shepherds, when I did it, I remember it was kind of confusing because they're like, have you seen him? Have you seen him? And you're like. And at first you're like, who? Are you and then you realize, they're playing the part.
It's an amazing thing, and I highly encourage you get there early to get in line.
The lines can be long.
Because the line will be long, but luckily you can take advantage of all the goodies on the square in Burnet while you wait in line.
Yeah, and it's grown every year. That's why the lines are getting bigger. But if you want to read all about it and find out the dates and times for the Main Street Bethlehem in Burnet, it's in this week's edition of the Picayune. And then something kind of cool for the kids going on at the Kingsland Library, huh? Yeah,
Kingsland Library, the Kingsland Branch Library is doing what they're building, what they call Sensory Library Collection. And it's tools and things that the kids and parents can use to kind of help them develop the sensory language, the way we interact with them. Because we all think of vocabulary, reading and writing and stuff. But it's also developing your fine motor skills, your gross motor skills, and some kids, like I was in the story I talk about, my son has issues sometimes. He's a little too sensitive. Some things just overwhelm him.
Right.
And so he needs some things, and so there's tools you can do. And one of the tools they talk about is it's a weighted blanket, which kind of makes you feel a little secure.
Right.
And there's other things like noise blocking headphones and stuff. And a lot of these things can get up there $100 plus or more, and you can't all afford them. So the library's trying to build this collection so parents can, try it out. There's small things like building blocks, different types of blocks and stuff. But there's also some more.
And you can check those out.
Eventually, the plan will be some of them be checked out.
How
They're building a
exciting.
collection collection now. They're starting out, and this is what they're trying to build, is one of the only known sensory library collections in the state.
And I'm assuming there's info in there on how folks can help out?
Sure are.
Fantastic.
Sure is.
Good.
We covered almost the entire hill country today.
Let's
we went
take
to
a breath.
Llano, we
All
went to
around the
Burnet,
area.
Kingsland.
Back to the Kingsland Library,
tired.
though. Can you imagine if I was a kid and my parents basically rented the toys? I'd be really upset. I don't get to keep them. I got to return them. I'd probably still have them 40 years later.
But the checkout, you probably still have a library book that's overdue. They come to get you yet?
Do somewhere. Yeah, I'm probably in deep trouble for that. Read all about it, those stories, and so much more in this week's edition of the Picayune. As I said, it should be on your doorsteps this morning, but if you're not getting your copy, tell them how to go about doing that. Daniel?
We'll call office at 830-693-7152, and we'll get you on the list. Or just email editor@thepicayune.com, and we'll try to figure it out and get you some copies.
There you go. Fantastic. And as always, remember, the Picayune is
free!
Daniel Clifton, everybody.